Hello, I'm very excited because we're going to talk about social games, and having lived in Japan myself, I've been involved in that industry quite a while. So can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
My name is Ziemowit Poniewierski. I'm COO at Canstop Games, which is probably the biggest Polish company dealing in social games. We are about 40 people right now and growing quite rapidly. Actually, I can't say that we specialize in any single segment of social games, just because we experiment with different types and with different genres. We make games for web and we make games for social medias, but the genre is the secondary thing.
So how do you define social game? What is a social game?
Social game is a game that is launched on social platform, and that's the best definition.
So a social platform would be Facebook, for instance?
Yeah, so it can be Facebook, it can be Odnoklasniki in Russia, it can be Nasza Klasa in Poland. So if the game is on the platform, which is social, and utilize its functions like contacts with friends and so on. So actually, this is the best definition of a social game.
So are these most of the games you're making? Are you selling them? Are they free, or do you sell them?
They are in freemium model, so they are for free. They are available at no download, no necessity to buy a client or something like this. You just launch them like any other app on web. Then you can play it, and when you feel that you are ready, you pay.
Meaning you can have access to other features if you pay?
Yeah, exactly.
Extra levels or extra characters?
It can be like speeding up your progress, or you can have something that defines you as a pro player. So you can have props, you can have stuff that other people don't have. So, which is, well...
So now, what kind of success have you seen in that freemium model? Is that a model that works?
Yeah, it definitely works. It was some kind of surprise for American market several years ago. In Europe, it was well known for several years earlier. Of course, it came from Asia, it came from Korea. So, well, it worked always, but certain markets had to accept it. Right now, on every market, there are very, very strong companies, and of course, there is money.
So, in your own experience, the markets you're dealing with, you have had success in every single of these markets? Are the markets that are more easier than others?
It's different on different markets. Actually, it takes... You have to have a lot of know-how about the market where you're going to before you do it. And preferably if you have someone who introduces you to this market. Otherwise, there are so many differences, cultural differences, and of course the habits of playing games, which can be a problem if you don't understand it before you go on that market. So we released our games, of course, in America, in Europe on several portals, in Poland definitely,
of course,
and also in Japan and also in China. So every market responds differently. This is the responses are so different. I don't think we have time for it right now, but really you have to believe me, the same game behaves completely different on different markets.
Okay. And do you also do, are you active into the mobile game?
Right now we are also on mobiles. 2 projects will be released like in 2 months from
Are they
now.
also social or only
yes.
mobile? Okay.
And this is what we do, social games on any platform. So mobile actually is another platform. It's some time ago mobile was something really different from PC games and so on. Right now I believe the market will be there in several years, and PC will be something not very important.
Yeah, if you look at the successes of Griom or Bagatelle in Japan or other examples in South Korea, you see that obviously the market is leaning there. So in terms of e-commerce maybe, so you're selling through your, there's in-app purchases, I guess. So I'm in the game and I'm paying for an extra feature. But going beyond that, do you think that like in the Hollywood movies, you would see a lot of in-movie marketing where they had, objects and cars or other. Do you think that trend could be seen in social games as well?
Definitely.
Have you tried it?
Okay, so answer to first question is, I see it because it happens already, and many companies like Zynga, for example, who are very they are visible, everybody knows them. And also they are using this trend. There are several brands, several celebrities who teamed with them, and it was used to also to sell certain merchandise, but also to build a brand. When it comes to the question if we do it, no, we haven't started yet. And even there were several propositions, and we consider it for some time, but right now we are not sure that this is, at this moment, this is the best way for us. We don't know this market very much. I mean, branding stuff and...
So would you say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but would you say that having the presence of brands in the game is more for branding purposes? Or do you think there's actually a possibility of selling?
This is what happens right now. Of course, at the end, you sell stuff that is connected with brands. But it also works the other way around. So what is more natural for me, and what I believe is also equally profitable, is selling stuff that is based on games. So, well,
I have an example actually. I think it was in the Philippines. It was I think Nescafe that tied up with a mobile game, a social game, and you know the boosters you have to buy. Yeah. The boosters, instead of being anything else, were just basically a cup of coffee of Nescafe. So every time you had a Nescafe, your hero would get a boost. So there are ties impossible. But it's true that I'm sure it works best if the brand has some kind of relation with the game. But
it's not very visible in Poland, but when you go to America, especially San Francisco Bay and this area, so in every shop where you're trying to buy a soft drink, there is also a lot of boosters for your games, from Zynga, from Playdom, and so on. It is a bit of surprise for a guy from Central Europe, but I believe it will happen also in our countries. Here in Poland, definitely, like in a year or two, we will have the same trend.
And the last question, in terms of payments, so people pay for these extra features. So do you think it would be possible, because this is a trend that exists in Asia, where people buy top-up cards instead, because not everybody has a credit card, especially when you're young. You might not have a credit card, but you still want to buy an in-app purchase. Do you think that besides the App Store from Apple and all these other stores, having a system when I can go to a convenience store and top up a card and then buy some of your things, is it something that could happen, or is it already existing in Europe? Or
I haven't seen it, and it's more of a question of how convenient it is to pay for stuff. So if there are convenient ways to pay for stuff, of course not everybody has a credit card, but I believe that the most important thing in this business is how to make it possible to pay very quickly and as easy as possible, like a one-click solution. And this is the basics of monetization. Actually, not what you sell, but how fast and how
less friction,
you can buy.
Yeah. On that, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.